time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice, yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Fuck it, what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, Axel, and Huber, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah.
My guys know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cody's brothers, my guys know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cody's brothers, my guys know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Yeah, let's get it. It's you against the world, better figure out fast who the hell you could trust. If you wanna make it past all the fakes and the lust, better figure out fast. Nah, this ain't what you want, you don't want it that bad. Can you give up all your stuff? Pay attention to the facts and forget the media. Figure out your own path, can you figure out love? Or do you feel wrath? Can you hone that feeling and create an impact? Or go get it, if you wanna go get it. Get with it, ain't nobody gon' give it your ticket, gonna take a quick minute. Don't quit it, figure out your own limit. Life is a test, the best make progress. Figure out what is next and carve a path, yes. No, they never second guess, take a chance, no regret. If you wanna take a breath, give your blood and your sweat on.
When everything just breaks from all of your mistakes, don't let yourself feel down. Don't let yourself just drown. Only when you've lost everything are you free to do anything. Only when.
What up? Oh, what's going on? All right. Hey, guys. Boom, boom, boom. This is Jared, and I'm back. Hey, man, I'm so pumped. This is so... Yeah. There we go. It's a little late.
Boom, boom, boom. This is Jared, and I'm back.
All right. That was a little bit of a delay. That was supposed to go on a little sooner, but oh well. Hey guys, man, I'm so excited to get this going. All right, this is the Warriors Quest show. I'm Jared A. Brown. I'm your host, and I'm happy to do a very exciting show tonight. Man, I've got a great guest, a great guest who's got a great story, and I'm bringing on a co-host. He may look familiar to you all right, because he looks a little bit like me, all right, but I'm the older one out of us all. All right. Hey, we've got I love your show. Thank you for watching. And we've got so many good people watching tonight, but I'm bringing on, all right, my twin brother all the way from Abu Dhabi, all right, in the UAE. So please give a very warm Warriors Quest show welcome, all right, to my twin brother, Jeff Brown. Here we go. Coach. All right, guys. Hey, what is going on? Welcome. This is my twin bro in the house. What is going on?
What's up? Happy to be here.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching, Sam, Mr. Kidney himself. All right, I want to give a shout out to Sam. Please check out his YouTube channel, Mr. Kidney. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's advocating. He's a kidney disease transplant. He's a transplant recipient himself. And we've got a lot of great people watching. Candy's watching. She says right here, "Yay, Jeff!" And we got Dawn watching. Dawn Smith Bates. Whoop whoop. It's Leslie DeVoe as well. Thanks for watching. So you all know what we do, all right? So please don't be stingy. Don't be stingy and smash that share button. Smash it. Okay, we need your help because just like we do every week, all right, what we do is we spotlight a kidney warrior. All right, we're spotlighting a great story tonight, and I can't do it alone. I need your help to broadcast this. And tonight I've got my twin bro helping me out all the way from Abu Dhabi. What time is it over there?
It's 4:51 a.m.
Ouch. That's early.
I'm still wiping the sleepies away from my eyes. Excuse me. I'm waking up still here. All right.
Yeah. So tell me all where you're from. All right. Comment below where you're from. So I'm going to bring on our very special guest. She and I got connected on Instagram because I was scrolling through the feed and looking for kidney disease related material, and I found her information and I was able to reach out to her. Nice. Candy's from Pittsburgh. Very nice. And so it's Jules Aronson is her name. And she's from Castle Rock, Colorado. And, our sister, Jeff, Maria, used to live in Castle Rock. This was, in the 90s to early 2000s, of course. But Jules is from Colorado, Castle Rock, Colorado. And she's looking for a living kidney donor, but it's because of lupus. And so if anybody else here that's watching who has lupus, I think I know there's some other kidney warriors here. I'm not sure if Leslie has lupus. I may be wrong on that, Leslie. But if anybody else, Leslie's from Atlanta. I love the ATL. So Jules has lupus. In fact, I'm I'm going to share my screen right here because I know I'm going to foul it up, and then my eyes are going to be looking up, and you're thinking, oh, isn't he paying attention? So I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show her. She's got a great website, so I'm going to share that website. It's Jules Needs a Kidney. Here we go. Let me know if y'all can see that. Can you see that? All right. So she was diagnosed with lupus nephritis as well, but she has had systemic lupus since 2004. But the lupus nephritis is what compelled her to drop out of nursing school and is now destroying her kidneys. And so that's why she's undergoing dialysis 3 times a week, which many of you kidney warriors know doesn't make you feel well. So we're going to bring her on. We're going to talk about her website. We're going to talk about, her search for a kidney donor and lupus and all things Jules. So I'm going to bring her on, everyone. So, please, all right, give her a very, very warm, Warriors Quest show welcome. Here we go. All right, there we go. I brought her on. Okay. Buttons. What are buttons for? Hi, Jules.
Hi, guys.
Hi. I'm gonna play musical chairs for a moment. Okay. I'm gonna rearrange it so that you're in the middle. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. All right. There we go. So we got we've got our special guest here, Jeff, Jules Aronson. So. Man, Castle Rock, how great is that? It's been a little while since I've been to Castle Rock. We talked a little bit offline about that. You know, my sister's she lived there, and I lived in Aurora, and I love Colorado, and living in Utah, not far away, virtually a hop, skip, and a jump. You know, we have similar terrain. You know, I love the outdoors. We've got the mountains. We've got, all sorts of hiking, camping, and it's very similar. But how long have you lived there, and what brought you to Castle Rock?
So actually an interesting story as to what brought me to Colorado in general. I was born and raised on the East Coast. And was living when I moved here in Manhattan, actually.
Manhattan.
Yep. New York. Frank Sinatra told me to go there. A little bit about that. Yep. But I came here then to Colorado in 2018. The first time that I had ever been here, I came here to go to Red Rocks, which is a really famous concert venue. In Morrison, and it's really cool because it is carved out of the Red Rocks in this, in this park. And that night, I remember turning to my boyfriend. I was sitting like second row, saying, "We're going to live here one day." And he said, "Okay." Well, clearly I made it, and he didn't. But that was sort of what brought me out. And also well, not currently because I'm on dialysis, but I work in the horse industry. So that was another reason as to why I wanted to come out here, because it's just so expensive to run a business like that back east. Here, it's still really expensive to run a business like that, but it's about half of the cost. My goodness, the people here are just so so nice. And living in a very fancy neighborhood in New York to coming here, I just love Colorado. I feel at home here, and
Down to earth, huh?
Castle Rock is great. Really, such a small world that I used to live in Aurora.
Yeah.
I'm literally there all the time.
And Jared and I were born there.
Yeah, you said it in Aurora. That's so really is a small world.
It really
I have
is, yeah.
connected with so many people who I never would have connected with ever, but who are in close circles or close proximities where I could have run into,
Right.
So yeah. All right.
So I have a question, Jules.
Sure.
Coming from Manhattan, I'm sure there you would hardly ever drive a car. Did you have to get used to driving a car to go places once you moved to Colorado?
Well, to be completely frank, I did a lot of driving when I lived in Manhattan. A lot. More so probably than, I took public transportation, like if I needed to go to different hospitals or things like that. But I had some stuff that was going on with my family during that time also. Everything's A-okay now, but where I needed to be home. So I actually kept my car, in the garage in the bottom of my building, which was really expensive. And I drove home all the time from 27th and 2nd to Connecticut. And my mom, when I was a kid, thought that it would be a really good idea to have me learn how to drive when I was 17 in New York, which kids don't do that because I don't believe it's legal anymore. I'm a lot older than you think. So I learned very quickly how to drive in the craziest, probably other than like, Thailand and Bangkok or, maybe, I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe L'Arc de Triomphe around there. But I've been in some pretty crazy driving situations. So although I take some time off, I never really forgot. So most people usually get scared though. Jeff, that was a very valid question. I'm just weird. So
No, I like that. I like that.
Oh, and so I'm actually flying to New York tomorrow. Out of Abu Dhabi. Yeah, it's a direct flight. It's like 14 plus hours.
Coming in a JFK, I'm assuming.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you guys have those cool beds where you can lay back because that flight's a killer. So
a long flight, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, I was sharing my screen a little bit and showing your website, and so how did it all come to to the diagnosis in 2004 about the systemic lupus? How did it? I mean, usually when I interview people that have lupus, honestly, is that generally they're sick for years before the diagnosis happens. Is that what happened to you, or?
Well, no, that's not what happened with me. And Jared, you're right. Most people who have lupus, I was reading a statistic. I can speak, I promise. Statistic the other day. Basically, and now I'm trying to think of, you know what? That statistic will come back to me because I just literally had a moment of a brain fart, which is something actually that is a side effect of kidney failure. And not many people, and that literally just happened in real time, which is
in real time.
For me,
brain
I'm like,
fog.
oh my God, that's so scary. But for you guys, it's like, it's important to see because this happens to me all the time. And it is something that is literally called kidney confusion. And I tell people that, and yes, oh yeah, it's a real thing. And it's from toxins in my brain. And unfortunately, yesterday, didn't really plan on saying this on air, but it's important. I had a COVID scare. I woke up with a really sore throat, and although I'm vaccinated, I still had to go and get a test for it. So I haven't had dialysis at this point in 5 days. So my brain is a little mushy.
Yeah.
So I may ask you to repeat questions.
That's okay.
I'm never not listening. I always am, I promise. And every kidney patient, for anyone out there, we're listening. Our brains just hate us. So I'm sorry, if you could repeat the question and I'll just start over without said kidney confusion brain fart, that'd be wonderful.
That's all right. No,
it's a good thing we have the brain fart muffler on because I didn't even hear that one.
Right? Oh, whoa. All right. What are you talking about? Yeah.
So, yeah. So usually when I interview patients that also have lupus, it's years before they're diagnosed with lupus because there are underlying issues and symptoms, and then it takes the doctors a while before they pinpoint it, so to speak. But it seems like that wasn't really the case with you, or
no. So I do remember that statistic now. I won't forget this time.
All right.
It takes about 7 years on average for people who are searching for a lupus diagnosis, and you could switch, flip-flop lupus with fibromyalgia, with a whole host of other diseases that are somewhat similar. It takes about 7 years or so. And it's more difficult to get diagnosed as an adult than as a child because you really have to be your own advocate. And I'll tell you, some of these people that I have met who are, quote unquote, lupus warriors, it took them sometimes 10 years to get diagnosed, and they just will not stop advocating for themselves. They would not take no for an answer because you can't show up to a doctor's appointment saying, I feel like I feel like my arm's falling off. And the doctor said, well, your labs look good, so you're fine. Just go. That's normally what happens.
That does. Yeah.
So with me, I wouldn't necessarily say that I was lucky to get this rheumatic fever that I got when I was 8, but I did. And we didn't know what the heck was going on with me. I was like Veruca Salt, I think is her name. The character of Willy Wonka who turns into a blueberry. I didn't turn blue, but I did get the puffiest I've ever been in my life. The one experience from that I remember was going into I'm not talking bad about Quest Diagnostics. I love you guys. You're great. I was 8 and I'm 31. I'm still a hard stick. They could not for the life of me prick me. I was not about to say, hey guys, go in my hand or go somewhere else. I was a kid. I didn't get blood drawn. It was terrifying to me.
Oh, gotcha.
And
okay.
Yeah, I think I was 8 or 9 at the time.
Right.
It doesn't really matter.
Wow, that's very young.
Very quite young. I went to a private school at the time, which just so happened to have a couple of celebrities kids that I went to school with who were all of my age. So
which celebrity?
Let's see. I went to preschool and middle school and high school. Actually, yeah, I went to all school with them. Diana Ross's son, Kathy Lee Gifford's
Oh,
son.
okay,
I
wow.
also Tommy Hilfiger's son.
No way.
Yeah, so
That's been
and
very
I mean,
interesting.
I was it was quite interesting. I would say it was a little more interesting when I worked in that town, and I had some clients that were very famous people, but like they were just regular people to me. But the whole reason why I say that is my parents had access to really great doctors. So when I was 8, I got put in contact through Ron Howard, actually, to
Ron
my
Howard.
his
Wow.
daughter. His daughter is my sister's age. They went to school together, and they were
All
on.
right, Opie himself.
They were they were on the board for a while, and then and I went to public school after, and then finished off at public school, and I love it. I loved my school, but so I luckily had Dr. Lehman, who was he was a pediatrician. He retired when I was 26, and he saw me the whole time. He never made me graduate to a different doctor, which was actually great because he diagnosed me with lupus within a month, not even. And he was the doctor who I had worked with for that rheumatic fever. So while the rheumatic fever stunk, it gave me in with this doctor, who was the head of childhood rheumatology at the hospital for special surgery. I never would have found this dude without the help of my classmates. And so that in that sense, I got very lucky. It happened after a very emotional event in my life, which I'm sure, since you've interviewed many people who've had lupus, is that there is generally a triggering event that is the catalyst that brings on your illness. And my best friend growing up, my next door neighbor, I only ever lived in one house in my entire life, and she as well. When we were 10, she got leukemia, and it was terrifying. I'm not even going to try and sugarcoat it. As a child, when your best friend,
gotta be terrifying, right?
Yeah, it was. It was. Am I allowed to say the F word on here? It was a mind fuck, straight up. I didn't know what to do. I did not know what to do. She was sick. She wanted, exactly. Oh my goodness. She was sick. She went into remission. She was sick. She went into remission. Then she had a bone marrow transplant, and it failed.
Oh my goodness.
She got pneumonia. And she was at Memorial Sloan Kettering in Manhattan, which is a wonderful cancer hospital. And when we knew that she was going to die, they made an exception that I could come and visit her because I was a kid. I was 14, so I was not allowed to be in there. I had to be 18. And we had a party, and she passed away. And
sorry to hear that.
Me too. I really think she would have won a Nobel Prize. This person,
That's fantastic.
But right after that, 2 months after that, I had a lupus diagnosis. And it's kind of amazing how quickly my body began to shut down when I wouldn't say when my brain began to shut down, because I was 14 at the time. I did shut down. Oh my goodness, did I turn into an angsty teenager? But honestly, I didn't feel well. So while my friends were out partying, I would stay in on the weekends with my parents. And I just thought that I was so depressed that I had lost my friend. And of course I was. I still am. And it's been
Right.
a long time. But my body was really trying to tell me something like, hey, not so good. And one morning, it was like I couldn't even walk. My legs, everything
Wow.
was just so swollen.
It's
Yeah,
like
and it
that.
was, and it's funny too because in Colorado we had about 40 minutes before we were about to go live, a giant storm swept through here, and the barometric pressure really messes with your lupus as well.
I hear that.
So
Yeah.
I got changed. I was all ready and everything, and I had been sitting in a chair downstairs from the beginning of the storm to the end. And
Mm-hmm.
when I almost fell over when I got up. I didn't realize that
Like the
during the 40 minutes.
equilibrium.
Oh, well, yes, and also my left knee was totally swollen, and it was like,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I don't like this rain. No, no, go away. Like that's what, and my body does that. And as quickly as
It
it
tells
comes
you.
on,
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Like it's funny. I used to think that when people were saying like, listen to your body, I thought they were quacks. They're not.
They're
It's
not.
such a
No.
real, no, not even close. Not even
Yeah.
close. Not even close. Um, all right. Yeah. And it's like, I'm sort of just going to let you guys ask me questions and then go based off of that. Because if I
So,
go,
Jeff, do you want to answer this question from Shane?
yes, sure. I would. That's really
Shane
funny.
is a goofball.
That
I
is
love Shane.
really funny.
So funny. Yeah.
But yeah, but no, but just to wrap up what you had asked me, that was how it happened for me. And then I was boom on prednisone, seeing him every few months.
Uh-huh.
It was a very scary adjustment as a kid, but I would really say that I
I can only
got
imagine.
really, really lucky. Yeah, listening to the
Lucky in
stories
what
that some,
regard?
the fact that I had such a quick symptom.
Diagnosis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, because you're right. You both are absolutely right. But I am the exception and not the rule
Yeah. That
for
normally
that.
doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, no, it rarely does that happen. And I would love to make that never happen to anyone. But unfortunately, too, one problem that I have run into is like medical gaslighting, where like doctors a lot of times they just don't believe you. I was saying before, I can tell the doctor that I feel this way, and they're like, "Well, your labs are fine," and it's hard too because with lupus, a lot of the times you get put on medications. Like I
Yeah.
immediately went on prednisone, like hydroxychloroquine and Celsep
Okay.
at the time, but they give you some really bad side effects. So then you're
I
thinking,
was just
well,
going to ask you about that. Yeah, I was just going to
mhm.
ask you about that
No,
because
yeah, yeah,
the
especially the prednisone.
hydro, that one's a mouthful. Hydra, oh my gosh, I have such a hard time pronouncing that one. The
You
hydra.
hydroxychloroquine. I
Yes, yes,
literally,
thank you.
I'm gonna just tell you right now, I've been taking that drug. Well, I actually don't take it anymore.
Uh-huh.
Because it can cause problems with your eyes. So anybody who's on it, and if you don't know, if you're on it, the generic name is Plaquenil. It's
Okay.
pretty standard to be given to lupus patients, but you must get your eyes checked every 6 months because it can cause it can cause you to go blind. It can cause a whole lot of problems. But so I went and I
Right.
got my eyes checked, and the doctor was like, "Oh my God, I see macular degeneration." Well, so he sent me to a retinal specialist. I freaked out for 3 days thinking I was
That
going
would
to die.
that would make me freak out.
Right. And I've been through a lot of medical trauma, and I shouldn't be laughing because none of it's been funny. But like that, I was like, oh my God. Because I have glasses. I don't wish I was wearing them now. Can't see too super well. I love them. But I won't do contacts. So the retinal specialist did not see that I had, retinal or macular degeneration, but she did think that I may have something completely unrelated that I don't need to get into right now. But so I stopped taking that hydroxychloroquine. I had to read it a lot to be able to pronounce it. I just said, the one with the H or Plaquenil.
Right, yeah.
But so that one, that's a major side effect of that drug that happens to like almost no one. I will tell you, my ophthalmologist, when I was there, we're talking. I said, how serious do you think this is? And he goes, well, I've been practicing for 30 years, and this is the first time in 20 years that I'm having to make a phone call to someone's rheumatologist to tell them to stop taking the drug. So nothing really bad did happen. I didn't get an official okay to start taking it again. But so I'm off that. Yeah. And then prednisone causes horrible side effects. I would say, and there has not been a day since my diagnosis in 2004 that I haven't taken prednisone. I have at the highest milligram of, it's, and people who have asthma, bronchitis, like my dog was on prednisone at one point. Actually, my dog was on all of the same medications as me at one point before she passed away, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, every single one.
Wow, so that makes I'm so sorry to hear that. Dogs are literally part of the family. I'm sorry.
It was she was my soul animal, and for me to say that, because I work with animals, it's a big deal. But when she got sick, I knew something was wrong, and she ended up basically getting doggy lupus, and it was a disease. It was called immune-mediated polyarthropathy. But the only reason why I tell you guys this is because she was on the same meds that I was at very high doses. When
you say high doses, how many milligrams are we talking about?
So for me, I consider a high dose of prednisone, if you're going to be on it long term, to be anything above 30. And I'll explain why in a second, because a decent amount of people will not agree with me on that. The dog was on 60 milligrams of prednisone for 2 weeks. She weighed 110 pounds. I wish I weighed 110 pounds, but I could tell you right now, I do not. And when I was put onto that, I could tolerate it for about a week and a half before I said to my doctor, I'm going down to 40. I hope you understand. But Bailey the dog had been on 60, and she was 11. She started peeing in the house, and my boyfriend at the time was very angry about it. And I realized what was going on, because that dog had had an accident. I'm not even kidding you. Throughout her life, 11 years, 4 times, she knew, and she looked at me like, please don't be bad. And I said to him, I said, you do realize that a side effect of this is Cushing's. She couldn't hold it, and you kept giving her water. How dare you be mad? But so I was able to not to empathize with my dog a little bit more and understand that these things that she was doing was because of that. Because high dose, I've been on steroid infusions where they literally have given me in one day
One day.
600 milligrams of prednisone.
What?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. And it's so funny because I was talking to my dad about it the other day, and I was like, what's the highest dose of prednisone like I've ever been on? Like at once. Like what would you say? Like 80? And he goes, oh my God, I'm so happy you were drugged for this. And I looked at him going, what? And he said, yeah, last year, there's another thing, interesting fact. I have gastroparesis as well. And it only got diagnosed about a year ago. So yeah, during that time, I was on some pretty heavy pain meds. And the only pain med, sadly, that doesn't make me sick, is Dilaudid, which is really heavy duty. So
What is it called again?
It's called Dilaudid. Okay. It's something I am quite anti-opiate because it ravaged ravaged everywhere, but ravaged the Northeast when I was in college, and it was just like Mr. Mackey said, like drugs are bad. Okay, so like unless a nurse is giving it to me through an IV or a doctor, I don't really don't really mess with that stuff. But in that time, I had to be on really heavy pain meds because if you even tried to talk to me, you would just get I was just screaming. I literally had so much pain. It was so bad.
You know what I like about you, Jules? What I like about you is that you tell it how it is, and I like how animated or expressive you are. I love that.
Oh yeah, very expressive. Yeah.
Yeah, I try my best not to sugarcoat anything.
Good.
And to really tell it like it is, because I mean, I got diagnosed as a child. Facebook, I mean, I don't even know. Facebook wasn't even really a thing. It had just become you used MySpace, back then. There weren't
right. I remember
groups.
that.
Yeah, there weren't support groups for any of this stuff. We're talking, 2004, 2005. Maybe if you're like Marissa Cooper in the OC, cool. But I felt, just very, very alone about all that stuff. And it took me a very long time to get to a point where I'm okay to be talking about, sorry, I'm just repositioning myself. I don't want to put my face up to the camera. But yeah, it took me a really long time for me to be, I don't know, I guess even comfortable to be able to be animated about it. And
kudos to you. I mean, because sometimes people who are going through these chronic illnesses not only feel ashamed or embarrassed, but sometimes they even feel guilty. So yeah, it's important that you do feel 100% confident and comfortable in talking about it.
Oh yeah, and sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I was just going to thank James for his comment. He was giving a compliment here. He's saying that you're a very good storyteller. He's not sure what you do for a living, but he says you're a very good storyteller.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I can't see who that question came from. I believe you said James.
Yeah, James from Dialysis TV. It's his. So for those of you who I'll just do a plug-in right now. James has a great YouTube channel as well called Dialysis TV. Great guy. He's a kidney warrior himself. He has kidney disease, and he has a lot of great people that are on his YouTube channel. He brings on renal dietitians and all sorts of people. He's a great insight. Thanks, James, for your comment.
Oh, that is wonderful. Well, actually, I can say what I do for a living in 1 second. But Jeffrey, you actually just brought up a really wonderful point where you were saying that just real quick, where that people with chronic illness, that they feel guilty. And I want you guys to know that even though I'm happy and, and can be positive in spreading awareness about my illness. No matter what, it is still quite easy to feel like a burden and to not,
Right.
Mhm.
if you push away those feelings of guilt. I've been trying in years and years and years of therapy, and I still haven't figured it out yet. So if anybody has a legitimate answer to that, and they're not going to
I
be
don't think there is.
sarcastic, like alcohol or whatever, like
Right.
just joking. But I think like the best thing for people who are not chronically ill is to just remind your friends that they're not a burden, even just like random times,
Good
because
point. Very good point.
even when we say that we're like, oh no, I know, it's really nice to hear, because we will always feel that way no matter what. Like sometimes you need help putting on your pants, and like it really makes you feel like a burden. Really does. To answer what I do for a living, I know James had asked a question. Currently, I am a professional dialysis patient and motivational speaker. But in a former life, I was a horse
Flex.
trainer a horse trainer who dabbled in finance. During COVID, I had a business plan that was pretty solid, set in stone. I was going to go back to my roots and make writing. And I saw somebody asked if I had hobbies. My main hobby is horseback riding. I worked at a saddlery for years, and I want to bring this I wanted, to bring this French saddle company.
Okay.
To Colorado, because there's only a rep from Utah, and she'll come out here.
Nice.
And I wanted to be like the Colorado rep and convert a horse trailer and then go to different barns, because during COVID, nobody wanted to, to go to a tack store. And that way you can provide a unique experience for horse and rider. However, being sick, and I've had lupus for a long time, but I'm talking about like when my kidneys failed and going on to dialysis and things like that, everything changed. So right now, when I say, like a full-time dialysis patient and motivational speaker, I spend a lot of time, and some people are like, oh, it's silly, but on Instagram connecting with people and talking to them, because when I get my kidney, I want to start a nonprofit, which will either, to help people going through what I've been through, just with chronic diseases in general, and then also advocating
Support's a great thing.
Yeah, always. And there are so many people out there who don't have any support at all. And
it's true.
I've been very blessed throughout this entire journey for the support of my parents, especially my dad. I definitely, and I'm not saying this to be morbid, I'm saying this because I'm so thankful. I don't think I'd be alive right now. If it wasn't for him. So hopefully he'll help me in some ways with this nonprofit. But I think I have a little time while I wait for this kidney. So I have some time to narrow it down. But hey, I'm Jill of all trades. I'm going in all different directions.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Jules, you mentioned that you're on dialysis currently. So do you do in-center hemodialysis, or what modality do you do?
Yes, Jack, that's exactly what I'm doing. So at the end of September 29th, 2020. I had been at a horse show the weekend before. I got a call from one of my doctors who said, basically, kind of like, "Are you like okay right now? Like you should be dead." My creatinine was through the. It was I think it was above 7.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, which is yeah. If you know your kidneys, it should
That's
be
really high.
under 1. Like
Right.
above 1 is like, oh, okay, there's something going on here. 7.
Mhm.
My creatinine has been as high as 9 before.
What?
Yep. And I'm still alive. I'm right
Incredible.
here. I
Yeah.
swear.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I don't know. I've had a lot of near-death experiences, but I'm still I'm still fighting.
You're persevering. Yeah, you're enduring.
Yeah, and it's just it happened really fast. That's the main thing. Nothing went according to plan, and I don't think that life ever goes according to plan, ever, for anyone,
No.
whether you have lupus or the worst thing that happens to you is you stub your ingrown toenail every day, and
Mhm.
it sucks, but life happens. And some things happen for a reason, some things just happen. I went into the hospital for gastroparesis and found out that my kidneys were failing. So all summer, I had been pretty fluid overloaded, and I don't have a picture handy, but if you guys follow me on Instagram and you scroll down, you'll be
Right.
able to see what my face looked like. I had a traditional moon face, which anybody who's also taken steroids will understand. Like, that's what you get, because I had in one day 600 milligrams pumped through me. So I went from
600
being,
milligrams.
oh yeah, a
That's
human to being Hulk. So like, and it was funny because my hair was up in on my head. The hospital that I stayed at with was beautiful, but it was pretty hard to, luxuriously blow out your hair. So I had like this bun on top of my head, and when I came out, I looked like a sumo
Uh-huh.
wrestler. Because I was just so
Sumo
food
wrestler.
overloaded. Like, really though, I wish I had sent the picture to you guys beforehand so you could show it right
Yeah.
now. But
Right.
my goodness. But really though, because it makes just your whole face just, look totally, totally puffy, and my whole body. I had really bad edema in my legs. And before
Mhm.
that weekend, when they called me to tell me about my creatinine, my edema had pretty much not all the way. And you can also tell I haven't had dialysis in 5 days, because right here is where I also hold my water,
Okay.
which is funny. You can tell based off of that. But yeah, so I was placed on a pretty heavy diuretic, which makes you
Okay.
pee.
Right.
Which that's how I got rid of the water, but I didn't understand it or realize that diuretics and PSA, guys, if you are close to end stage renal failure, please do not ever put yourself on a lot of diuretics, because they will literally kill your kidneys. And that's what
Wow.
happened to me over the summer. Yeah. And I also went on chemotherapy, as a lupus treatment, not for a cancer treatment, which ended up not working at all. I was really
I hate
angry.
chemo. I've not heard in very many cases at all that the chemotherapy is good on any of the organs or body parts.
Oh my goodness, no. And yeah, Jeff, it was awful, honestly. And my infusions lasted all day long, from 8:30 in the
Wow.
morning until 5. Yeah.
It
And
sounds grueling.
it was grueling. The thing I will tell you though is that chemo for me, when I was getting it, I was bored. I met some really amazing people. Shout out to Debbie, by the way. But yeah, but after 5 months, that was when I found myself with the doctor calling out the creatinine, and I was in the hospital downstairs in, I think I was in a surgical suite in the ER. To be completely honest, I don't know. I was wheeled in an ambulance, like, sent in, and my doctor was like, "Okay, so yeah, that was kind of not how we planned it, huh?" And I said, "Yeah, not at all. My plan was to start peritoneal dialysis. I was going to get a catheter placed in October. That was still in set. This was, mind you, it was September 29th. It was essentially October. It was also the weekend when I was moving from Englewood to Castle Rock. Yeah. So my father.
I'm gonna just gently interrupt though, because I know where Inglewood is, but sometimes when people hear Inglewood, they think Inglewood, California. But you mean Inglewood, Colorado, right?
Yeah, Inglewood, Colorado.
Yeah.
I lived right off of Lincoln. I was right down the street from Skyridge Medical Center, which also shout out to everybody there. Wonderful hospital. I still go there, but yeah. And my doctor's like telling me that I'm about to get a catheter put in, which I covered, but you guys can kind of see here. This is how I get my dialysis still. And so the dialysis saga started, and I was there for 3 days, and then I went right to DaVita. The people at my DaVita are amazing. They put me right into, we didn't have anybody that needed to be in isolation, so I got to be in the VIP suite.
The VIP suite?
Yeah, because, the first time I walked in there, one of the techs, who I now know very well, looked at me and said, "Oh, who are you here to pick up?" And
he didn't think you were a patient?
No. And I look younger than I am, and even with my proper age, I'm still way too young to be on a dialysis machine.
Right. No, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
and I know
so
that.
It's probably just a natural assumption. I mean,
it was an honest mistake, and it was not anything that I work with that tech all the time. I love her. I think she's great. It was an honest mistake, but I felt my heart sink, and I could feel my face getting hot, and I was thankful that I had to be in a mask, because I started to cry. And I said, "No, I'm the patient." She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, Jules. And I said, "Yeah, that's me." And she had me get weighed, because I didn't know you needed to get weighed before and after. They don't do that at the hospital. So I'm doing that. And she goes, "What's your weight?" And I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, I have to shout it out in front of everyone." And I said, "I'm just going to print the ticket and bring it to you. Just to don't care." So I started dialysis that way. I quickly became very, very okay with the process and being there. And even with people gawking at me, I didn't want to show my line for a long time. Now I wear whatever I want and show it, because it keeps me alive. I'd be dead if it wasn't for it. So I shouldn't be ashamed.
It's your lifeline. It's your lifeline.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. And people say that all the time. And right now I'm in the middle of so I had that PD catheter placed. My gastroenterologist in August, he said to me, and it was over a telemedicine appointment, so no masks, so I saw his full facial expressions. He was horrified when I told him that I, had a PD catheter, blah, blah, and he goes, "Julia, do you have a death wish?" And I said,
"What?
No." And he goes,
"Why did you say that?"
Well, because one thing about gastroparesis has to do with the pressure in your stomach. And when I'm having an attack, I feel like somebody is stabbing my diaphragm, and then they stop stabbing. because I have like 20 knives in me, and they all start twisting.
Right.
And it's like right there. And with PD, you have free floating fluid in your abdomen. And it sort of sucks in the toxins that are in there while you sleep, which is cool, really cool. And a great option.
So with that in mind, I'm surprised that PD was ever even recommended for you.
Yeah, I am as well. I was not also during those appointments completely in my right mind because I was still on pain meds and I, was weaning down.
Okay.
So I'm a little sad that I hadn't really weighed more of my options, because another thing with hemo versus PD is you do PD at home, and there are many people who do at-home hemodialysis. That's not for me because I'm forgetful. So I do hemo in the clinic right now through here. I'm seeing somebody saying, what about a fistula as a backup option? The fistula actually, so we pulled that out, and I'm wearing a sweater so you guys can't really see it, but I do actually have a fistula in my arm, which right now.
I'm going to put you solo for a moment, okay?
Yeah, there we go. Then I can show you guys. I can show you guys without having to take my shirt off because I have a stretchy sweater on. So I had a fistula placed on February 23rd. And during that surgery, sorry guys, I'm trying to get too close to the camera here. I'm just trying to pull this up so you can see it. And
so it's an AV fistula?
Yeah, AV fistula in my left upper extremity, which is knocking chapstick on the ground. That's okay. Right here. Yeah. Hey. And this is from from an infiltration that happened, which so I had been having issues with it from the first place.
Bruise or what, huh?
Yeah, and I used to be on blood thinners, and I'm not anymore. So this is actually not even a bad one. And on Friday, anybody out there who still remembers what Popeye the Sailor looked like, my arm was like this.
Yes.
Or I'm doing this in the mirror, but like that. It was big. But yeah, and so it's kind of been a saga with the fistula since February. I've had 2 surgeries on it. It's still not completely running. We're still only using small needles for it because you're supposed to go up to a 15 gauge. I'm using a 17, and I'm running with one coming out of here, my catheter, and then another one going to here. So we'll see. I've had this line for almost a year, and it's really messed with my quality of life. So if that fistula
the catheter.
Yes. Yep. And if the catheter could go away and my IV could literally respect me for a moment, it would be really great. But
that would be good,
if I can count the times where my body has paid attention to what I want it to do.
So what sort of, if I may ask, Jules, what sort of inconveniences and discomforts does your catheter present you as a patient, kidney patient?
Well, it presents a lot of different things during dialysis and not during dialysis. This line goes directly to my heart. So I cannot get dirty or sweat or anything. And I ride my Peloton every day. I love it, but the moment that I start to sweat, I have to get off, because if this little like white bandage where over here gets saturated, it can go into my bloodstream. I can get sepsis and it can kill me. Like, that was one thing in the hospital that they will say that they pounded into my brain. You will get sepsis and die if you do XYZ. So sepsis
is scary.
Sepsis is really scary.
Yeah.
Really scary.
Yeah.
And so you cannot shower. You cannot swim. You cannot go to the beach. You can't go camping. You can't go anywhere where you're not anywhere near an emergency room. For the first 5 months that I had a catheter like this, they placed it while it was lying down. So, you guys can't really see, but I'm pretty relatively busty, and things move when you're laying down to laying up. Sitting up. Layups. I'm sorry, sit up, and the catheter moved. So I ripped my stitches 4 times. This thing, the last one, I ripped out of my chest in my sleep. Yeah, and it was just. Sleep. I woke up at 7 to walk the dog, let him out of the crate, and give him some food. And I thought that I had a charger hanging out of my shirt, because I always sleep with a shirt that comes up to here. Yeah, nope, it wasn't the charger. It was the catheter intact, just on the ground. And 5 days later, I was in the hospital with a pulmonary embolism. So, yeah, that was really scary. So it's a lot of trips to the access center. It's really uncomfortable for a while.
And how do you take a shower? How do you take a shower?
I don't. I'm not disgusting, guys. I swear I bathe. My solution to that is I take a bath every day. Not my ideal. And I get my hair blown out once a week, and I sleep in a turban to just keep it that way. Yeah.
All right.
So that's kind of everyone's always like, you look so put together, blah, 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 blah. And the funny thing about that is when I had my PD catheter, it was only sponge baths. So, because with PD, you can't bathe really at all.
Right.
So yeah, it's
getting peritonitis is a big with PD.
Really big deal. And you have to change. Excuse me. I have lipstick in my teeth. I'm just gonna rub it off real fast. Not that I wear lipstick ever. But yeah, no, and that was a hassle. And with the PD bandage, even though I wasn't using it, I still had to change the bandage every single night. And that's on your belly. And that's sensitive. It hurts. I'm also allergic to the tape, so it hurt even more. But there's a lot to go into that care.
Wow. Wow. So
yeah,
your catheter is sticking out. You didn't realize it at the moment that it was what it was.
Out.
Yeah, I mean, and Jeff brings up these things to talk about, because when we have someone watching this show, whether it's live right now or as a replay, our hope is to, obviously, what we want to do is we want to bring to light some of the things that are really, less in quality. You know what I mean? That you go through as a
on a daily basis.
Warrior. You battle every single day with a lot of these different things, and a kidney, transplant would give you a better quality of life. And that's absolutely what we'd like to do is, and with everyone's help, by sharing this broadcast, that's what we can do, is get this out there and help get the word out so that we can find somebody who's inspired enough to follow the information that we have scrolling across the screen right here. Act now and apply to be a donor for Jules. The link is there. They can click on it and, apply to be a donor for you. And that's hopefully what we want to do. I mean, that's, I know it sounds simple, but, and sometimes simple isn't as simple as it sounds, but it can be that simple, it's as simple as just reaching the right person. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And you never know, folks, viewing this show now, or as Jared said later on the replay, you never know if it's your share that is the catalyst to creating that domino effect. All right. The journey of a share is unpredictable. So reach down, crush that share button, and it is an upgrade in quality of life. It not only is an upgrade in quality of life, but it will give Jules long-term sustainability. And
Right.
the hope is always that when you press that share button, that it will eventually arrive and reach her potential kidney donor hero.
So Jules, we're going over an hour here, and I appreciate the time that you've spent with us because I just I love your story because you've had so many things during your life you've had to overcome. You're an overcomer. You're a warrior. You overcome everything every day that you go through, and I love that you love animals. Your connection to horses is beautiful. Your dog, and the fact that you also are expressive, animated, and you say it how it is. I mean, I like all those things, and I which is the reason why when I saw your post, I wanted to reach out and I started messaging you because of your journey and everything. And I'm just I'm honored to have been able to tonight with my brother Jeff here interview you and get your story. It's been truly an honor, and I want to say thank you for coming on the Warriors Quest show. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you guys both so much for having me. And this was truly a pleasure to talk to you. It really felt like bantering with friends, which was wonderful. There's so many other things that, we could have, talked about. And I think this is great. And I do also, just want to say for anybody out there going through anything like this, you're really not alone. I can tell you right now, I will answer every comment and every message, even if it's mean. Please don't be mean though. But, if you need to reach out or if anybody has specific questions about what they've been through, about, again, the donation process or anything like that, because it really can be quite overwhelming, and you really never do know what share is going to do it for you. And for me, not having friends or family who were eligible to donate, wow, I will I'll never forget about the kindness in strangers, because while I don't know who has signed up for my list, I know that over a dozen people have. And my page,
Awesome.
I'm a really private person. I never wanted to share any of this, and now I'm just happy to help. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. And keep up the good work, because your show is just, it's really wonderful what you do. I'm honored to be here. So.
Oh man, thank you. That's really nice of you to say that.
It's a pleasure. I have to say that for somebody who is diagnosed with lupus at such a young age and who has gone through so many tribulations, trials, you are the true definition of a warrior. Keep it up. Look, Jules, you hit the nail on the head when you say that people find support groups, communication, contact with people going through the same issues. These are important things. They'll give you hope. They will make you realize that you're not going through this alone. And it's my pleasure and honor to have been here this evening as the co-host. Thank you, Jared, for having me, and thank you, Jules, for coming on this show and giving us the opportunity to hear your wonderful story.
Anytime, guys. Anytime.
Hey, so Jules, any shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out? Any thank yous? Any friends? It looks like Sarah Watson may be a friend or a relative that's watching.
Hi, Sarah. Because I can only see part of myself in the screen, so if I look really silly,
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm not sure who else exactly is watching there, but hi to Sarah and everybody from Watson Act and everybody from Country Lane as well. Big shout out to my mom and dad, who I know are watching this downstairs. I really appreciate
Nice.
you all. And to Debbie Ham and to Candace and P1 and the entire online Spoonie community. You guys are wonderful, and I'm so appreciative. And of course, then to you guys, just thank you again for having me here. This is really, really great. Really wonderful.
You're welcome. Yeah, it has been. So I'm going to give us some confetti because I think this has been a great show. So here we go. All right, confetti. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, I'm waiting for it.
There we go. There we go. All right, there we go. All right. So, all right. God bless you, Jules. All right. We're going to get this information out to the masses, and whoever doesn't share can kiss out. I'm just kidding. But thank you so much, Jules. All right. God bless you and your family. Hit me up. All right. Do not hesitate to hit me up if you get the call, whether it's from a living donor or a deceased donor angel, and you get the call. Let me know, okay? Because I want to celebrate every kidney warrior's journey when they get a transplant. All right.
Absolutely. I have a list of people I need to call, and both of you guys are on it. So.
All right. Thanks, Jules.
Don't forget to find Jules on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. My handle is at Hote_hemodialysis. Or you can also find me at www.julesneedsakidney.com. My survey and links to my Instagram and Facebook are all right there.
In your bio. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks again, Jules. God bless. Have a good evening. All right.
Thanks. You too.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Jeff. I know it's real early in the morning, and I hope maybe you can take a nap or get some sleep. But I know that you're doing some preparations, and that you've got to get some rest. So thank you so much for coming on so early in the morning in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. Yeah, it's a big day ahead of preparations. I'll get some sleep now, and we have to get organized and on a flight tomorrow morning to New York.
Well, keep me abreast, man. Keep me updated, okay?
For sure.
All right, man. Love you, bro. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Love you too.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, you guys, we've had a great show. Really inspired by Jules. Again, just love her personality. I love everything that she brings because of what she's gone through. She's endured. She's surviving. She's a warrior. If you feel inspired, all right, by her story, please don't hesitate to share it. Share this. Share her links. You can. Again, it's julesneedakidney.com. And then you can go to her her Instagram. So please, it's imperative that we get her information out there. I need your help. All right. So please don't be stingy. All right. If you can't donate and you're not healthy enough to donate, then please just donate a share and click on that share button. All right. Just do it. Just do it.
Do it!
Just do it. All right. Just share, or please go to this website and apply to be a donor for Jules. All right. So again, the best way we can get this to go on all algorithms, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, all right, or Twitter, is to make sure there are more comments in this, and also that we share it and we make sure that this algorithm keeps this active. All right. So even after this is not live anymore, okay, keep it live. All right. Light it up with more comments and light it up with shares. And let's make sure that we get this going in the right direction. It can happen. All right. You heard on my last show that I did last week that I interviewed somebody who actually lives in North Ogden, Utah, who has a living kidney donor because the potential living donor watched my show and felt inspired to become a donor for this person, Amber Pulver. It can happen. All right. A potential living donor can be watching this as a live show right now or as a replay, feel inspired, all right, and apply to be a donor for Jules. Okay, let's light this fire and let's make sure we get this going, all right? I appreciate all your support. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. I wouldn't be able to support and spotlight these kidney warriors without your help, and I appreciate what you do to help me do this. All right. Peace. I'm out. All right. You guys rock. All right. Where is it? There we go. You rock. Little pink thing. I don't know why there's a delay tonight. There we go. I'm pushing buttons. I swear it. And so I'm going to show the confetti, the second one, because again, it's a small way to say thank you. Where is my thank you? I have a thank you one. Here we go. Thank you. All right. I'm going to do the thank you GIF. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. So God bless you all. Please share and make sure that you click on the subscribe button if you haven't already, so that we can continue to help and support not only Jules, but more kidney warriors as well. All right. I'm going to find the outro. I always misplace it. I know last week I had it under my desk here. I had paperwork, and it was just, the outro is always, I try to keep this organized and chaotic, but I lost my outro. I think I can find it this time. So hold up. I got your back. Hold on. Here we go. Here it is. Oh, there it is. Boom.
Brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Hey guys, I've got your back. Peace.